Hey friends, welcome back to Dig Drive DIY. I've got a little bit of a change of pace today because you can clearly see I've got the backhoe loaded instead of the skid loader and the roller, and we're not doing a driveway. Got a friend from high school that's got a mystery, a plugged drain of some sort somewhere in his yard, and his basement is at risk of getting flooded if we can't find it and get it cleared out and get it fixed. So I'm loaded up, ready to head on over there to his place. We'll take a survey of the situation and then hopefully we can figure it out today. I have no idea what we're getting into. We gotta try. Okay, Kitty, let's get you fed.
Dig Drive DIY.
Right here's the barn that got moved by the Amish. This white barn right here. Here's the new barn they replaced it with. All right, we're here at Kevin and Jen's, and went to high school with both of these guys, and they've got a little problem in their yard. Drain tile, we think, is what's plugged, right? Yep. So there was an unfortunate massacre here. There was a willow tree planted in the yard, and we think the willow tree might have been right on top of the tile. Is that right?
I believe so. Yeah.
So we know that this tree right here is probably in the line of fire as well, so we're going to pluck that out of the ground when we get this tile figured out. But tell me, how did you find these tiles, or where you think the tiles are?
Well, I used 2 wires and did it the old-fashioned way. Some people believe it, some people
right.
don't. But I did find that one out there.
So there's a main, like 28-inch
Yes.
tile that runs through the bottom of this low area, and it's always hard to tell on camera the elevations, but it drops off several feet from where we're standing down to where those orange flags are. And Kevin was able to use the old, witching's not the right word. What's the word they use? Dosing rods.
Dosing
yeah,
rods.
I forget.
Yes.
So I want to see some debate in the comments. Do you think dosing works or not?
I think it works.
He thinks it works. I'm still on the fence. But anyway, the more we've been talking, the worse I feel, because he's had to come up with 2 different like emergency tile spillways to keep the water out of his basement, because when it started to get cold, your geothermal was running, and then
I was dumping into it, and so that was pouring on the ground. I was afraid if that froze, then
Right.
something's gonna snap or break.
so
Don't
he's-
need to pay for a new geothermal.
Oh, it's running now, man.
Yeah, those tiles are totally full. So every time the geothermal turns on or the sump pump goes, it just pumps in there and then it has to pump out somewhere. So it's either here or that area that's all wet.
So this is one of his emergency tile spillways, and then you got another one, huh?
Yep. So this is all backed up over here.
Oh, it's coming up and out of there even.
So then there's an underground tile that it went into,
Yeah.
and then that's what was forcing it back up. So I had to make all this. So because this part right here still goes underneath the ground and then goes all the way out around the house to that low area over there. So everything goes all the way around. So I had to make that to where when it was pushing back up, it's going here and ended up working.
Gosh, I hope we find where it's plugged.
Yeah, doesn't look very pretty. And I had to do the same thing with this one.
So basically your gutter drains are just boiling over.
Yeah, because this whole area was flooding. So this is all filled with water.
Oh my.
That line and just sitting
It's
there.
hard to imagine that it was. I can see why you're stressing now. All right, well, you can tell the grass is loving the extra water though. It's all
Yep.
green where the tiles are spilling out. Huh.
And that's the valve box I put in when I was out here digging holes trying to find it to relieve the pressure. So this one goes to that gutter. That downspout goes through here. Goes
How deep was this?
a foot and a half.
Okay.
Yeah, fairly shallow.
All right, so we think all the drains from the house, the gutters, the basement, and everything are coming out here somewhere.
Here. So I had tied everything into the
Oh,
ground.
right. That all of a sudden in the middle of a dry summer started pumping water out of it
Yep.
on top of the ground.
Yep.
And revealed the issue.
Yeah,
And
so this is all just
yeah, so I don't know if you can hear it. All right, well, let's see if we can find this tile. Jeez. Yeah, it's digging
Soft
soft
right
over
here.
here. It needs some more All right, we found the tile. It was near the willow tree though. So there's the tile, and we've been able to poke holes in it with the probe. It's got water in it though. It's pretty full. So you can clearly see the difference in the dirt down there where the trench is. We got a lot of water here, so it's still holding water, but we're gonna dig this up and expose the tile, and then we'll open it up and root for it. So here's another clue to find a tile. That's what I think is a crawdad hole, and they usually go right down to the source of water. So if we'd have found that earlier, we could have surmised that that's maybe where the tile is, but this is where I think this tile is coming out of the holes where we found it. It's coming at a pretty steep angle, and this is where the big 28-inch main is, flowing that way. So if this tile is flowing that way, and this tile is supposed to be flowing this way, this is a problem, because you're gonna have 28 inches of main water trying to go up that tile in the wrong direction, and he thinks that he's experienced that kind of problem before. So we're gonna dig this up right where the red flag is and see if we can figure out how they connected Kevin's joint to the county 28-inch main. All right, so we've got another update. We dug up, it exposed this tile, and I hit it, and then we cut a big section out of it, and we've got water standing in a tile that won't relieve itself. And right here at this flag is a 28-inch county main tile flowing that way. So for this tile to not be taking water that close to a main outlet means there's a big problem right under my feet. So water's backed up in the tile here, and it's backed up clear there. So I think we might just dig and hook into the tile in a new spot and just abandon all that stuff down there. 'Cause see, it's flowing the wrong direction. They dug this tile in, I think, assuming that the water was flowing that way. So they angled it, and it really should be going that way. You're gonna want to get some gloves. So we were able to run the snake up that tile, and we got it flowing here without much goo. We're gonna do the same treatment where we're gonna expose a chunk of the tile here and cut it out. There it is. So not a lot of blockage there. Let's go this way first, since we know we're already down there. We just pushed through something.
Did you?
Sludge, yeah, like I felt it like pop. Look at the water going. Okay, pull her back again. So far we haven't had any real obstructive blockage. Oh, look at this goo we're getting. It's flowing. Okay, this is running now. Wow. Getting some movement. Well, it is taking it now at the, just don't know how I feel about that.
The angle.
Yeah. And we can redo the angle if need be. Okay, well, let's do it going the other direction. Okay, we've been walking around scratching our heads. We were able to snake the tile here. It's not really taking that much water, but we just discovered that up here, the water is still boiling out up here by the house, which just tells me this water has way too much restriction. This little pop-off valve was running because the geothermal kicked on, and this has got more standing water here now. This tile runs right through here somewhere. Right there's in line with our tile. So I'm going to dig a exploratory trench right here where the probe is to see if we can find the tile, and then we'll do the snake trick to see if it's plugged. That's it. Did it feel like it was catching it?
I feel like that way.
All right, we found the tile up here closer to the house now. It's way down in there. So we're gonna dig a little section out of it, cut a little section out of it rather, and then run the fish tape up to see if we can determine if it's got any blockage in either direction. Full of like iron stuff, sediment. Yeah, it's a lot here. We're getting towards closer to the root of the problem, I think. Well, let's run that down through there and see if we can at least get it running a little bit better.
Boy, she's a gurgling.
There we got something.
Something's loosening up.
Holy cow. Boost it here. Yeah, my foot was stuck, thank you. That might relieve some pressure. Yeah, she's really boiling now. Wow, that was it. But we've still got restriction downstream from here. So like this is where, you know, if you had a new line in from here to the outlet, then you know you'd be free and clear from here on out. All right, well, we got that pipe opened up. I think that the bottom was full of iron buildup. So their geothermal system uses well water. Well water is full of iron deposits, and basically the well water is going straight into the geo. All those iron and sediments over 20 years time collected and built up in the bottom of the tile. And as you can see in that one piece of chunk, that chunk of tile that we removed from this section right behind me was full of that sediment. See that? It looks like it's full of tomato sauce or pasta sauce. Their drain was plugged full of pasta sauce. It's flowing now, it's looking good. So we're gonna connect this to a new spot in the main outlet because I don't like the way that it's angled and connecting into it now. So I'm gonna move the backhoe down there. We're gonna dig up, expose the big clay main tile and see what happens. I hate driving through their beautiful yard, and I hate even more digging up their beautiful yard, but you really don't have much of a choice when it comes to stuff like this. All right, we're working on this main here. It's a clay tile, so I'm drilling holes with a masonry bit. I'm gonna try to knock out a hole in it. Oh, we got lots of depth. Oh, cool. That don't look too bad. We're gonna put some stone in the bottom. Okay. We'll go ahead and get it up to grade. Yep, yep, build her up. Yeah. Okay, we've got our connections made. Got our pipe going into the big 28-inch main right there with backfilled with some stone. We had a nice tight hole that wasn't gonna let a bunch of stuff in around it. We put a Y in so that we could do some inspection or clean out later on. So this will come up flush with the ground. And then Kevin can look down in there, or once a year he can pee in there or something, or whatever. And then we've got it connected to the existing tile there. There's a joint right there, obviously. So I'd say that's a pretty good fix. Okay, we're running out of daylight, so we gotta hurry.
Alright.
Okay, everything is patched up, plugged up, covered up, and ready to be backfilled. So let's give her a little cover up. All right, we're down here at this end now, trying to make this up. We got 2 Ys we're gonna put on here for inspection. And so now I just gotta cut this off, get that connected. There, it snapped. There. Last connection is made up. This is the repair that's up by the house. I'm gonna get it backfilled and we're gonna load up in the dark, I think. Well, that was a full day of hunting and searching and hoping, and I think finally conquering. Got it all backfilled. It was in the dark under the lights, but it's buttoned up, and now they can go into winter with a little bit of peace of mind. I think their tile is draining really well. Plus they've got 3 inspection ports where they can peek down in there and take a look and keep an eye on it throughout the future. So they're also going to go to some lengths to make sure that the geothermal system isn't dumping those hard water minerals into the tile and building up that spaghetti sauce that we saw in the bottom. So we'll come back tomorrow and take a look at it all buttoned up and see what the end result is. And then I'll be out of here. Not so fast. I am back again over here at Kevin and Jen's because while the geothermal loop is draining and that part of it's all working, a couple of the downspout drains that are farther upstream from the tile that we were working on are still not draining properly. So I was actually back again yesterday without the camera, and we snaked the drain tile from the 2 clean out tiles that we installed. And it was a great thing that we did. Kevin had that idea to get those clean outs installed. We ran the fish tape down in there and rooted it out as best we can. And now tonight we're going to try to uncap the downspout drains themselves and see if we can run the fish tape in there and get some of that water to go away. So here's the 100-foot fish tape that I brought last night. I got water coming up backwards.
I was holding up the pipe.
Oh, that's what it was.
Holding that, but is it going down now? Or is it still there?
It's still there. I'm definitely hitting something. Now it's going back down. But I hit a couple hard spots that I was able to kind of break through. Okay, we finally got a couple holes drilled. Had to go hunt down some different drill bits, but we are going to bolt these 2 together. This way we have 150 foot fish tape. And then hopefully this will get us to where the end of this tile is. We'll find out if there's any problem lying there. Okay, hopefully that'll go through the pipe without catching real bad. It went through. Whatever it was, I went through it. I think the water just went away. It's gurgling like crazy. That is a good sign. I think we got it. I think we got it. It was a definite, did you see the like boom, and then I heard all this goo, 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 goo. Oh man. All right. Yeah, what do you say about that?
I could sleep again.
Okay, we just pulled the snake out of the tile and we've got some evidence here, and it kind of looks like roots. But I can't tell if they're live. They're breaking pretty easily. That's what was hooked on the end of this thing. All right, I'm watching through this edit tonight, and I'm realizing that I may not have done a fantastic job of summarizing what I think the root of the problem was. You know, I think this was a 20-year accumulation of problems. I think the geothermal system with the sediment and the iron deposits it was leaving in the tile contributed to this the most. But I think the outlet into the county tile was restrictive as well, or may have had something plugged in the end of it that wasn't letting it all out. So one thing kind of compounded and led to the next. And by the time the drain was plugged up by the geothermal outlet with all the red pasta sauce, then that gave an opportunity for it to plug up farther upstream, and that's why the downspouts weren't draining either. So through our efforts with the fish tape or that snake, you know, we poked through, and you know, by the end of it, I was able to feel those little wheels on the end of the fish tape running along the corrugated pipe at the bottom everywhere. and it felt good. And when we did break through, that pipe was clear full of water, and all that water rushed through the tile like a toilet flushing, and it flushed out all that stuff too. So there wasn't one particular problem. It was kind of a culmination of a lot of different things that led to the issues they were experiencing. All right, I feel pretty good about that fix. I think Kevin is really relieved that the basement is less at risk now too. And speaking of that basement, I asked him if it'd be okay if we took a little tour, because it's honestly one of the coolest basements I've ever seen. He's done a lot of work down there himself, all DIY, and I talked him into giving us a tour. So if you want to check it out, come with me and we'll head down there.
Hey.
Hey, how's it going tonight?
Great. How are you?
Good. Are you feeling better about the situation in the yard now?
Much better. I slept like a baby.
Good. And you even thought ahead enough to put a microphone on
right.
for this little visit. We're breaking down the third walls
That's
here.
right. Yep.
All right, so Kevin and Jen have been nice enough to invite me in. I've already been in here, and I was so impressed with their basement and what they've done with their home, because they basically built this themselves. Jen's dad is a general contractor. He was out here the one helping in the yard, by the way.
Thanks, Bruce.
Anyway, I got to come in during lunch the other day and just was blown away by their basement, mainly because it's mostly DIY, right?
Yeah.
You did a lot of it yourself?
Yep.
So you built it in 05. It's been 20 years now, basically, since it got done. The basement, the house.
The house, yes.
And then
we finished the basement in right before COVID hit.
Perfect.
And so, yeah, we had one party after that to kind of celebrate it being done, and then COVID shut everything down.
Well, now you can have a drain unclogged party.
Yes, that's
okay.
right. Yes, yeah.
Well, yeah, let's go check it out, because
All
I
right.
think it's interesting.
All right, so
Perfect thing on the TV. Oh, that's DDD on the TV. Look at that. You really were planning ahead.
got our Harlan Days poster up there.
Look at that. See, I know there's going to be reasons why I'm really attracted to this basement. You got such wonderful decor, like different themes.
Grandparents were antique dealers.
Oh, really?
Yep.
This is just the bottom of the stairs. There's a little bit more in here yet. Holy cow, this is the main room. The first thing I'm drawn to is the ceiling. And you did all that too?
Yes. Yep. And I know nothing about woodworking, so this was my first experience.
Well, I would say you do now.
Well, I don't know.
No,
A lot of YouTube videos.
he's got a
DIY.
different DDD video on every TV. Are you serious? Oh, that is perfect. That is perfect. All right, so we've got a little Christmas story tribute over here.
Well, in this, one day when I pulled in from school, I pulled up into the drive, and I'm like, what is sitting out there? So I drive up, and I'm looking, and I'm like, it says Fragile on the box. And I'm like, what is it? So I called Jen. I was like, what is this? And so we took it inside and opened it up. Well, sure enough, there was a leg lamp. Her mom lives in Cleveland, and she ended up getting us a gift and shipping it here because she lives right next door to
She's
the...
like 10 minutes from the Cleveland house.
Yeah, the house that was in the Christmas
No
Story
kidding.
film. Yes, yep.
Oh, and see, I didn't even see the restroom when I was down here before.
Yep.
Wow.
There's a TV in there then.
There's a TV in here?
Yeah. Just in case you don't want to miss the game.
Christmas stories on in here. Now you walk over here to the kitchenette area.
Yeah.
It's not really a kitchenette, it's a full-blown kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I saw this the other day when I was here, and I was drawn immediately to the wine rack that you got in the cabinet there.
Yep. And I had to build that separately because the cabinets would have been off-centered. Ended up getting some trim pieces and putting that all together. So this is actually my grandpa's wine press. So this would be my mom's dad. And so he used to use this to make wine back in the day. So he had grapes.
Really?
So, yep.
So that was my grandparents when I was a kid. They were antique dealers, and they sold their house a long time ago. The realtor bought it, and 2 houses later, the realtor still had it. And I told him, I said, if you ever want to sell that, I'm your girl. and he surprised me and found the realtor, gets it here, blindfolds me and brings me downstairs, and I have no clue why, and that was sitting there. And then when you open it up, there's a note from my grandpa from when they originally purchased it, the purchase price, in his handwriting.
You're
Still in hand.
Oh my gosh, that is a story. That's what makes these kind of things really special. All right, we're not all the way through yet. There is a lot of history, but I'm a sucker for all that stuff. I like, stuff, and when the stuff has a meaning and brings back a memory and makes you think of something or someone in particular.
Yep.
That's the reason to have this stuff. And as long as it brings you joy, why not?
Yep.
Got a little kitchen table. And I think what's awesome is this little bar here too, because this bar is overlooking, I think, probably the coolest room in here. And the camera's not doing it justice, but that is a big TV. All right, so are we going to enter the Hoosier Hysteria room here?
Yep.
Wow. So this is your own theater room.
Yep.
All right, we got to talk a little bit about the obsession that's going on in here. Seems there's a really heavy underlying theme. So, you're a fan of what, Purdue or?
Oh yeah, sure.
I don't want to say that word. No, it's the other Indiana
Actually,
team.
I do have something Purdue in here.
You do?
Yes. So a student of mine one year got me this cup for Christmas. So it's a Purdue cup, but he put my picture on it. So that's a cup he got me.
The one Purdue thing
Yep.
here, yeah. So obviously a pretty big IU fan.
Yep.
One coach in particular. Yeah, that's cool. Really signed by Steve Alford and
Yep. Daryl Thomas and Todd Meyer. Wow. Yep.
So obviously a Hoosier fan.
And that was a puzzle Jen and I put together, this one over here.
Nice.
So we decided to frame it.
And I like, oh, what's that?
Well, that was from another student that
You're
got
kidding.
me that. Yep. So every little piece was
They're
about that big. So
like
like
micro Legos?
Yes. Yeah, they were like a lot smaller than a Lego. So you
Yeah.
had like these little tiny little things, and oh my gosh, it took forever, but it turned out great. So
Yeah.
Bobby Neck.
Bobby Neck. And for those that aren't, we've got some overseas viewers that may not be familiar, but famous coach of IU was Bobby Knight, obviously. So the late, great Bobby Knight, but he's got a little tribute giraffe here, Bobby Neck. So you are really good at putting your collectibles out on display, whereas
Yes.
I'm good at the collecting part.
But actually,
And not making them really, presentable. But that's one of my favorites too. My favorite movie is right there.
Yep.
Back to the Future.
That was actually the first poster that I got from my wife for Christmas.
Really?
It was a lot of hours.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
And she did great. She would help with drywall. Had drywall. She would help with we insulated so that way the sound wasn't going up into the upstairs. And so she had on at one time she had on one of those
It
suits.
was like the Stay Puft.
Yes, yep. And she's up there putting stuff in. So she's a hard worker. So
Well, that's what it
couldn't
takes.
have done it without her. So
To
and her
be-
dad. Yep.
I think to make any DIY efforts on the house like that, you about got to do that. Like my wife and I, every project involved both of us pretty much.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder if it's all solo. So
Yep.
that's great.
Yep.
But
Now I did do the flooring solo.
you did?
Yes.
The floor all by yourself?
Yep. My cousin had helped me get started on that end just so it was all laid out and straight, and then
But I can see why you were a little bit nervous about having plugged tiles that take all the water away from this, because you've obviously got a sump pump that you rely on to get the water away.
Yep.
And with drains all plugged up,
So this is what kept me up at night, because you're thinking all the hours and weeks and months and stuff
And money.
and money
yeah,
to get it to this point, and then all of a sudden to have it
right.
go like that just because your drains are clogged. Eesh.
Well, I'm very grateful that I think we got it opened up, and
And I'm very grateful for you. I can sleep again.
that's good. That's good.
So I appreciate it.
Well, certainly. Well, thanks for the tour of your lovely basement.
problem.
I think it takes a little courage to put it out there for people to see, but I'm grateful for it. And I know people are going to ask, so I got to ask you, what do you do for a living?
I'm a
all this?
teacher.
You're a teacher.
Yep.
I know that, of
Elementary
course.
teacher.
6th grade?
6th grade.
Okay, well, hopefully a couple students check this out.
Yep.
And what does Jen do?
I'm a teacher too.
Teacher.
3rd grade.
3rd and 6th grade teachers. So,
Yep. So
All
if you're
right.
watching, behave.
well, thanks again. Thanks a lot. And thank you for clicking on this video. I hope that you liked it. And if we're lucky, see you in the next one. Okay. That's it.